Okay guys, so yesterday we did a home tour, little photo video session, and a half hour after that was recorded, after we did the premiere, get the house looking great thing, someone came who gave me a call 2 days earlier. I think this was about 8 days before leaving to Europe, in fact, to possibly buy the house and all of the furniture inside. And since Megan's been here, just because we're gonna film macaroon making and candle making and all the fun things we thought we were just gonna record before I go to Europe, she ended up coming back from the coffee shop after that experience with this person who might come by the house, and here's what happened. She caught me right as I was processing that initial reaction. I am a little numb. At first it was really scary. I haven't told Ellie. I didn't give them an immediate yes. I needed to think about it. So I talked about it with my mom and Mr. Lively, and then eventually to my intuition, finally got to that point too. And I think I realized it sounded really scary because this is the first time that I'm making a decision that's crazy, sort of. Like, oh, let's go on a one-way ticket to Europe. That's kind of cool. But then to sell the furniture and the house all before that too was a lot more than I thought about. And I usually am good at making big decisions, but I usually know where I'm going to go next. I know what's going to happen next. I know at least what I'm going for next. I know what I want to happen next. And now I don't know where on earth I'm going to be when I get back, or when I will get back. And it's exciting, and I think my ego's been a little bit, I've noticed it, like, get either scared at it or also excited. It either wants to fear it or make it part of my identity and say, you know, a lot of people wouldn't do this, but I like to do crazy things. I'll do it just to be crazy. And then I realized I don't need to be a hero. Like, no one's asking me to sell my house and my furniture the week that I move or go to Europe. Like, no one's asking me to do that. I don't need to blow up my life just for, like, the identity of it.
You've always had a plan for yourself. You had an idea of what the vision was going to be, and it was
a
this
white house on a hill.
Yeah. So tell me about the vision you had for yourself before.
I had this vision years ago when I was at this retreat, and I had this searing feeling of myself holding a baby in a white house that had been newly renovated, and it kind of felt like it was on a hill, and I was holding this baby in this newly finished but undecorated room, and like there was a crib, and I was so happy, like incredibly overwhelmed with gratitude and joy, and overwhelmed in like feeling small in the grandeur of gratitude of my life. And I think that's still guiding me, and it's been guiding me to here. And I thought it was going to happen literally here in this house until the universe made it very clear that it wasn't. And I'm so grateful that that's unfolded in such a fluid, flowing way. I just didn't think all my stuff in my home right before this big trip would be part of that.
What is your intuition telling you right now?
I wrote to it. Do you want to hear what it had to say?
I do. I would love to. I was hoping you did.
Yeah. I did it right before you got here. So you guys probably heard me talk about this if you listen to my podcast at all. But basically, I ask a question from this fearful place up here, the ego, the part that I'm like operating out of most of the time, and most of us are. Talking to my intuition in my gut. Some people feel in their heart. And so I write the question, and I wait for the answer. And then I write down what I hear, and then I go back and forth. So today it said, I wrote, should I sell the house to the person? And I tried to listen, and I thought I heard a yes, but it was too hard to hear, and I was kind of like not 100% sure there. So I just asked a different question. Sometimes yes and no's like that you really want can be hard. So I said, what should I know about the situation? And I heard, you are loved. And then I said, I'm scared. And the intuition said, I know you are. And I said, why? And it said, because you think you can. Because you think you can do this perfectly and you can't. What do you mean? You want all the ducks in a row. How are they not in a row? You don't know where you're going next. Is this your will for me? My will is for you to love. And then I said, for as cryptic as this seems, at the same time, everything has unfolded in incredible fluidity. There have been no snags or holdups. And then I heard my intuition say, that is because this is what you want. And I said, is it? And it said, yes. And I asked why. And it said, because you want a new life you never imagined before. And I said, I do. And it said, yes. Why? Time will tell. And then I asked, do you love me? And it said, yes, unconditionally. Will I be okay? Yes. Will I be safe? You're never as safe as you think you will be. Which is kind of interesting because I could be just as unsafe staying in this house. Look, there's no more guarantee that something could happen to me here with the house or without furniture. It doesn't really matter. What would you have me do? Go in faith. What about Ellie? Love her with all your heart. And I think it's interesting to see what is my life I said I never imagined. How do I even know if I can't imagine any life, how do I know I want it? I think that part of me is that deep part of me. The deep part of me that made the decision to evolve the relationship. The deep part of me that has been changing my career every step along the way to get to where I am right now. And the funny thing is, in my career, I've gotten to this beautiful place of, I love where I'm at. I don't need to know the next step. I want to live this step so fully. And I know that the next step's going to be so much better because I'm living this one 100%. But I'm not going to know where I'm going to live. So each day, in order to have peace about that, I'm going to have to fully live that day in London, and the next day in London, and the next day. And then whatever the day after that is, wherever that takes me. It's the only way I'm going to get through that, I think. Right now, I feel like I'm backflipping off of a cliff, and I don't know what behind me looks like. I don't know what's going to happen next. So, you still want the house? Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. If you can help me make this as easy for me to do as possible, I think I'm in.